Hey guys, I made a mistake. I bought another car. So welcome back to another episode on Supercar Tribe. I mentioned in the previous episode I went to see a 2005 Arnage T, and at the time when I went, I wasn't really intending to buy it because I already have an Arnage red label, and it's in really good condition. It's a really lovely car, and it's a great car, and I just spent a lot of money on it just to get it sort of roadworthy and sorting out all the things that needed to be sorted out. And I've covered that in previous videos as well. I'll drop links down below. But anyhow, so I went to see this 2005 car, and there is differences. There's big differences between the red label and the T. The T is definitely more set up for more performance. The handling is better. The engine is 450 brake horsepower compared to 400 for the Arnage red label. So it's got more power, twin turbo. The acceleration is more instant because it's got smaller turbochargers, whereas the Arnage red label has a single large turbocharger. So that takes a little bit more time to respond to acceleration. So it's a nicer car to drive. The suspension's better. The interior is nicer. The cross-stitch design, it really looks good. It really does look lovely. It's got a piano black wood. I actually like the wood on my red label, but the black wood does look nice, and it's also got the turned aluminium. The correct name is engine turned aluminium dash as well. So there's a lot of real plus points to the car. Plus it's newer. Plus it's facelift as well. Forgot to mention that. The downside is that it needs a lot doing to it, and let's just say that's a good thing for you guys, because it means that you will get a lot of content out of this as well. As we try and get this back onto the road. But this is going to be a daily driver for me. But let me stop talking about it. Let me show you the car. I've got it in the workshop now. Let's have a look at it. Hopefully it's not too noisy in here. So this is the car. If you just heard that start up, that's what's just started up. It's a flying spur, which we'll check out in a moment. But this is my new car. It's a 2005 Bentley Arnage T. It's not a Mulliner, so it doesn't have the Mulliner badges, and it doesn't have the Mulliner side grille either. And you'll notice also the wheels are different. Now, originally I thought that the wheels had maybe been changed, but I understand that these are actually more expensive optional wheels that were put on the car, probably at factory. So they came on the Azure. They also were available on the Arnage R as well. So the only thing is I don't like the wheels. I prefer the Arnage T wheels. So so you can see it's very dusty. It's been parked outside for quite a bit of time. So it is dusty. It needs a wash, but otherwise it's actually pretty good. I'm going to show you the inside as well. So you'll see there's two main problems with the car right now. Firstly, there is a leak. It's the rear main seal which is leaking, and that is the seal between the engine and the gearbox. And the other thing is the water pump as well. The water pump is also leaking. I've actually bought all the parts, which I'll show you in a second. But let's check out the interior first. So here we get a look at the interior, and you can see it's in awesome condition. The seats, again, a little bit dusty, but the dust I'm not worried about. That can all be hoovered up. But the actual interior is in really good condition. It has the turned aluminium dash and the side rails as well. Piano black wood, all in good condition. Floor mats have been covered with the plastic, and I'm hoping when I tear off the plastic underneath, the actual mats are actually in really good condition. So these are actually the over mats, not the sheepskin ones, but you can just about see that that's the actual floor carpets. These are over mats from Bentley. So yeah, that's hopefully will be in great condition because they've been covered in plastic. They do that over here. They cover these things in plastic. The turned aluminium is in great condition. The piano black wood is also in great condition. There is some interior things that I need to get sorted out. So one of them, for example, you can see there, I think you probably would have seen on the previous videos that back cover has been taken off, and don't know if you can make out there the armrest just needs to be sorted out as well, but nothing major at all. So really pleased about that. Just look at how thick these doors are. I mean, this is what really gives it the quality. I mean, listen to the sound of that door closing. So again, you can see the driver's seat, absolutely great condition, no issues at all, no wear or any signs of any sort of damage. The central armrest as well. I'll give you a proper look at this in proper daylight, but I just want to give you guys a quick view interior. It's done about 89,000 kilometers from new, so yeah, so that's not too bad. And then we'll have a look at this one as well, and you can see that car seat has been taken off, the rear of it. I don't know whether that's popped off or what. I had a look, one of the clips looked to be broken, but other than that, that's the only sort of issue that seems to be there. I'm hoping we can just get it back on, and that'll be nice and straightforward. But yeah, so various things need to be done, so I'm going to be giving it a major service as well. It's having all the fluids changed, exactly what I did on the red label, doing that on the on this Arnage T as well. Red label is actually sold. It's sold to a friend of mine. I couldn't have both. I had to sell that one in order to be able to purchase this one. So I sold that to a friend. But that's a great car, and he's going to really enjoy that. So you'll notice that if we come up over here, the car was parked over here earlier, and there's an oil leak there. That is leaking from the rear main seal of my car. So we will get that changed. So I love it when a bag of goodies comes in, or a box of goodies in this case. I've just been through it just to see what was inside, but let me give you guys a view of what is in here. So this, I believe, is the water pump. Let's just have a look. That is the water pump indeed, so we'll get a better view of that. It's quite a heavy little thing, well, not so little actually, so quite a heavy thing. Right, then we have some other parts. So let's start with this here. So we've got these are the air filters, 2 on the Arnage T. This is one, that's probably the other, yeah. So that's the rear main seal, the main rear main seal, and then in addition to that we have a top seal as well. So both those parts are going to be changed. This I think is the thermostat, yes indeed, so thermostat is also going to be done as well. This I believe is for the thermostat as well, so that is that. This here is the thermostat. Actually doesn't need changing. I should just mention that there's no real need to change that. I'm only changing it because we're changing the water pump. All the coolant needs to be changed, so everything related to that, that's a sort of a wear and tear item, I'm changing preventatively. So that includes the thermostat, and it also includes this, which is the clutch fan or the viscous coupling. So changing that as well. It's not failing, but I just don't fancy taking it all apart, draining the coolant, being stuck somewhere. I mean, this is a hot climate, so you know, Saudi Arabia is a hot place. These are the pollen filters, so there's 2 in there. What else do we have? This is the drive belts. Drive belt again doesn't need changing, but we're changing the water pump and the belt there, so that's, might as well change that as well. This is a washer, probably sump or something like that. A couple of other seals, I think that's for gearbox. That's for the water pump, so that's going to be changed. What else do we have here? This is the oil filter, not going to open that up, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is for the pollen filter, so these seals are for the pollen filter. That is spark plugs, so set of 8 spark plugs to be done. So yeah, so that's basically the parts that have come in. What what basically we'll be able to do with this is change the rear main seal. For that, the gearbox needs to be dropped from the bottom, seals changed, and then gearbox replaced. Change the water pump, so we've got all the bits for that. The thermostat viscous coupling will change as well. All the fluid, the coolant will be changed, and then it will also have a major service. So gearbox service, I have actually the gearbox filter and the gasket separately, that had a ride before, so I've got that. So we'll do the gearbox filters and fluids, the engine filter fluids, the coolant, as I mentioned. We're going to do the check the brakes as well. There should have been a fuel filter which hasn't appeared actually, so that's okay, maybe it's still in there. I'll have to have a look. So we're changing the fuel filter as well. Yeah, and then we're going to that should hopefully enable us to then drive the car, because right now we can't really drive it for any sort of distance because of the leaking rear main seal. Drive the car, we'll check the suspension, check the bushes, the anti-roll bars, all of that. But I'm hoping once we've done this round of work, I can actually drive it and I can actually use it. This will be my daily driver. The Arnage red label is actually sold. It's going to a friend of mine. So I'm going to be sad to see that go, because that's a great car, and that's now completely mechanically sorted. So it'll be a shame to see that go, but then it is being replaced by this Arnage T. So I'm really pleased about that as well. And then the Arnage T is the daily driver, so we'll see how that fares up on a day-to-day basis. Anyhow, we're hopefully going to get the car in, get it up on the ramp, and then get that gearbox removed. So what do you think, guys? What's your thoughts? Still, it's got a lot of work that needs to be done, but I kind of feel like that there's a good base there on the car, and once we get it sorted out, hopefully in the next month or so, we'll have it on the road, and then it'll be a daily driver for me. So tell me what you think. Do you think I'm a little bit nuts to buy this car? Do you think I'm nuts to buy this over the red label? Leave your comments in the section below, because to me this kind of makes sense. I mean, I've had a Arnage T before, so I had one in the UK, and I really loved the car. I really loved the car. But then that was a really sorted car. I mean, the car that I had was owned by a guy who had it from new. It had over 100,000 miles on the car when I bought it, but it was in perfect condition. It was really needed very little doing to it. I bought it, I got it serviced. It didn't need a service, but I got it serviced at Bentley. And then there was a few advisory things. I got that done at a specialist, and it drove really well. I really loved the car. So one of the things I remember about that car is that because everything was so well sorted on it, I could just jump into it and take it out for a drive, and I'd enjoy it. This car is going to need a lot of work to get it into that position. So let me know what you think. Would you have bought this car? Yeah, let's see what you guys think about it. Take care, and if you haven't subscribed already, do like and subscribe the video. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers within a couple of months, so we're going to be having 2 videos a week coming out now. So do let me know what you think. Take care, and look forward to sharing the next stage with you in the next video.